two different schools represented there? Yes. Two? Okay. Let's use as an example, if you don't mind, putting you all up here.
Price and Bunch. Price Middle School, Bunch Middle School.
Perfect. All right. All right. Price?
Yes, Price.
Okay. And spell Bunch for me.
Bunche.
Bunche.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now what we're going to put here illustratively is how you guys communicate from a capacity standpoint. Just from capacity right now. Let's look at Price. Who's Price? All right. What capacity do you have to talk to your parent base? And what I mean by that, what tools do you have to talk to them? All right. All right. Now, when you say phone, that means you're talking about your school system. You guys from the school have the ability to send one call to everybody? No. Okay. That means individual teachers can get on and call their individual parents. All right, gotcha. All right. What other capacity do you have to talk to parents?
Do you mean the whole school?
School-wide. Mm-hmm. What capacity do you have?
Home visits.
All right. Now, when you say that, what I'm hearing you say is that you've got a teacher base who is willing and able to, after work or on the weekends, go visit. Now, I know you can, but what I mean by capacity is if you have, yeah, is it?
Actually, how it works is teachers don't go. We have communities and schools, and they have specific people who, whenever we need.
Gotcha. So they've got a grant to do it that way. Are they considered your parent liaisons?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So you've got CISs, you got communities and schools. All right. So you've got the phones, you've got communities and schools to do home visits. What else?
Email.
All right. So you got an email system. Okay.
We have an Infinite Campus parent portal.
So Infinite Campus is a software program?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And that allows you to shoot emails out.
Yes.
Okay. So I can tie these two together. Okay. For them to come online. Gotcha. All right. Now watch how this plays out. All right. All right. All right. Now what is that?
That's we have a coordinator who coordinates meetings together with parents so they can come up to the school and have conversations.
Is that would that be considered a parent liaison also? So they're a part of CIS, or they're not?
It's similar to CIS.
Okay, so you have CIS plus FST. Okay, gotcha. And this is more for home visits or for parents to come on. All right. Now, when the parents come on, I'm just going to put parent events. All right, what else do we have? Your capacity. Yeah, that's capacity. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, now bunch.
Phone.
All right.
Email. Infinite Campus as well.
Well, I'm just going to put email here.
We have a social worker. We have a graduation coach.
Okay, gotcha.
Flyers.
All right, so you do flyers. Okay.
Quarterly events at PTA.
Okay.
Quarterly, PTA meetings as well as other events.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Freeman Bailey, help me out. Home visits. It's not systematic per se.
Mm-hmm.
We can ask the social worker. She'll go out in extreme cases.
Okay.
But it's not systematic. Where we have a team of people who go out bi-monthly to visit select students.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Oh, we have.
My daughter goes there, so I
Okay.
get the all call about events with him.
We use Infinite Campus. There's a feature there that's available to all APS schools.
Gotcha.
All schools may not be using it, but we can do mass calls.
Gotcha. So you could say,
Do it per teacher.
and you can, so you can use that to say school is closed or open, anything. Calling post. Gotcha. Okay. And that's still Infinite.
But it's through Infinite Campus.
Infinite Campus. Okay, gotcha. That's a good system. That's the first time I've heard that one. All right. Did I pretty much cover it? All right. Now, so let's stand back and look at this for a second. Now, what you have on there, and you can't read my writing, don't even try to, you'll go blind. But we've got phone, CIS, that's community and schools. They can do home systems. They can do home visits. Emails, you can do Infinite Campus, the software online. You got FST, you got PTAs, and then Bunch has pretty much the same kind of systems. Is that enough? And I'm not saying it is or not, it's just a question. From a capacity standpoint,
It's not.
what would you like to add to that at any school?
That can go on the quarterly events, all right?
Yeah, parent workshops will go into that.
Parent resources, like a resource room where parents can come and get help.
Okay. Now,
Help kids with homework, picking up.
so you mean an actual dedicated room that parents can come to that, and someone who would man that room? Okay. All right. Now in Michigan, we call them PRCs. Those are, you can write for national, state funding and federal funding for that. Is that what they call them here? Okay. Yeah.
Also something that wasn't put up there that I know all the schools have, and those like billboards outside the school. The marquees that tell you.
Yeah, that's right. What's going on in the events? That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. So now let's look at that. So we've got now we add parent resource centers and an event board, a marquee. All right. Newsletters. All right. I didn't put that. Must have been the email before. Now you guys do that already? Okay. Now does Price and Bunch have websites? Yes. Just website? Okay. All right. All right, so now let's change the course of the conversation. And all right, so this, when we do assessments, one of the first things I want to do, and it's more technical than this, is a little bit more thorough, but just because of time and we're not at the building. The first thing I want to do is do an assessment of the school's capacity to communicate with their customer. Because if you, depending on the capacity that you have, that determines the plans that you can enact. If you don't have the capacity to communicate with all of your parents at one time, it'd be very difficult to suggest a marketing solution that way, a parent marketing solution. For instance, if you guys had Power School, then I may suggest a different type of strategy in engaging parents, because literally teachers can individually go in and do certain things. But since you do the all call, then the strategy becomes a little bit different, unless there was a desire and a budget to do and to purchase a system that would go a different way. Now, so now that we look at the capacity and we know what we have is what we have is what we have, now we look at practice. So you begin to overlay your practice over that, so you can begin to ask yourself, okay, now that I've got a communication system, you begin to start asking yourself these three questions. And I would ask you to kind of answer these for yourselves. I hope this is, oh, perfect. Perfect. All right. So we've got, we have capacity now. So now what we're looking at is practice. And the three questions you want to ask yourself, now that you know that you can communicate, you want to look at the timing and the regularity. How often do you talk with your parents? And then you want to ask yourself, what is it that we say? So you want to say, okay, this is what I have to talk to them. How frequently do we talk to them, and what is it that we're saying to them? So looking at Price and Bunch, let me give you an example of what I often find. Probably not at your schools, but this is what I often find. schools that have Power School and have the ability to talk to their parents individually, what do you think the parents are using, not the parents, the teachers are using that device to communicate to parents?